So today I'm clearing out a bunch of rubbish from my Trabant. It's full of stuff from the last journey that we still did, and we are planning on taking the body off. Now you might think, why are you taking the body off? Well, we're going to put the body onto this. This is or was the chassis of a Reliant Kitten. Now I can't register this Trabant because it's on Hungarian plates. I can't get the documents sorted out. I don't have the documents. It's not going to work. So the next best thing is just do a body swap. I have that Reliant Kitten and it's MOT and tax exempt. And if I don't modify the chassis, technically it's legal if I swap the body. So I'm going to take this off the chassis and put it onto the Kitten. That means I may be wrong, but I might be the first person to have a rear-wheel drive Trabant. Found something quite funny in the back here. I've got my warning triangle. It's just about the only legality that I had when I got pulled over by the German police in Berlin. As you can see, the engine is removed. Pretty much most of the engine's up here. Now, the reason I'm not going back to the two-cylinder two-stroke is because, number one, the engines are terrible, and number two, if we're going to be body swapping it, it makes sense to use the engine that's already on the chassis of that vehicle, because then we don't have to do any welding and we don't have to figure out how we might make a two-stroke engine rear-wheel drive or that engine front-wheel drive. Just took the seat out there. It's filled with rubbish. Turns out the only thing holding the seats in these cars is a tiny little metal pin going through here. So if you have a collision, you're going through the window. So that's the interior out. It came out a lot easier than I expected. The next job is taking the axles off. Can't imagine it's too hard. There's probably not a lot of electronics and whatnot going inside this thing. And I think the suspension, if I remember correctly, when you lift this, it's literally just these and a couple bolts underneath holding the body on. Now, when you look at the Reliant body, obviously it's got this transmission tunnel, which I'm going to have to account for when I put that body on. And also the chassis is actually a lot higher at the back because obviously it's got the rear axle and the fuel tank. Now, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet with that fuel tank. That fuel tank might be kaput, but I might just get rid of that and then maybe, I'm not sure. Actually, no, if I'm keeping the original suspension, then I'm going to have to keep this in and probably just have less space in the boot. Now, probably a few of you are looking at this thing and wondering if I've driven it like this yet. No, not yet. I need to source some new carburetors and a few other engine components. I'm missing a few things. To be honest, I wouldn't mind having a whole Reliant Robin or Reliant Kitten as a donor car and just taking all the parts from that, because this engine's pretty terrible. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, you know, it's missing the water pump. It doesn't run. I've been struggling with the ignition to get it to fire properly, and also the carburetors on it don't put any fuel in, so the engine's kaput. I can't be bothered doing any more today. Tomorrow I'm going to take the axles off this, hopefully take the body off, and if I can, start removing some of the dash parts and then see if it actually fits onto the Kitten. Maybe I can find a second pair of hands to come and help me. Who knows? So it's the next day. I think my next plan is to get this thing outside and get it on the forklift. Just been disconnecting all of the lines for the internals and pulled the gear selector out. That makes quite a good walking stick, doesn't it? As you can see now, we've got the Trabant suspended by my lovely Manitou forklift. Let's have a look at some of the damage. Oh yes. So that's where the subframe attaches to the body. Exhaust held on for dear life. It's looking pretty rusty. So next job is, I guess, we take the rear subframe off and take the front subframe off, sorry. So I've discovered even more structural damage. There's where the subframe attaches to the body. Good car. There we have it. There's the subframe off. Look at that! Look at that! Oh my god, how did this car not fall apart? I literally drove this car thousands of miles across Europe. Look, the whole chassis is falling off. So it's the next day and I actually managed to source myself another engine. So I'm currently pulling it out and then I put the other engine in. Let's see if the other engine will run. Well, it's running now. Now it's a case of putting the body onto whatever you would call this. So I'm probably going to leave it there as part one because this will already be quite a lot of boring stuff. If you want to see how I get on putting the body on, make sure to subscribe. Cheers.